Right, my other little project on the side is my Dodge Sportsman. I think it's very rare. I've never seen another one like this in the UK. I don't know if there's any out in America like this, but I think it's like a one-off. I've never seen another one this style in this shape before anyway. But this is my other project, and we actually do use this and do the old local hot rod shows. You may have seen it around anyway if you're from the UK. But anyway, my other mission is this. Bottom of the door, huge rust problem. So what I've done is I've trimmed out the bit of rust, and that's my goal, is to just fill this side in. Then I'll be working on the other side. I have left as much metal as I can underneath to obviously for my fabrication, to be able to weld what I'm going to make back on there again. Obviously there's some bits I'm going to have to trim off anyway, but that's the situation of this door, which is the driver's door. Right, just put some masking tape over the section I need to make a template out of, so I've just stuck all this on. I'm then going to draw roughly what bits I need, and then I'll cut it out and then transfer it onto a bit of metal. Right, I just put in my pencil mark for my bit I need to make into a template. As you can see it faintly there, so that's the size bit of metal I'm going to need to cut out from this template. So I'm just going to remove it from the door, and then I can cut it out and then transfer it back to metal. I just peeled it off me Motorhome, and as you can see, this is the size bit of metal. This line here is the door, what goes to the wheel arch. That's the line. So this is the door, this is the wheel arch. So it gives me a rough idea what I've got to cut out on the piece of metal. Obviously I'll cut it a little bit bigger, because then I can trim it down for when I prepare it for welding and sort the door out. Okay, to trim this down I'm going to have to go and hunt for my scissors, which are supposedly somewhere in here. Oh, pass me welder. And a little box of goodies. Oh, here they are. Right, let's take these and go and snip. Here we go. Let's take these little beasts out to my template, which is somewhere. Oh, hi Caddy. Anyway, which is here. Okay, I'm going to do some snipping. There we go. I've just gone a little bit on the outside because it's easier to trim a bit of metal down than to try and make it grow to fit. And I don't particularly want to waste metal to have to cut another one out. So that is now my template for the bottom of my door. These are the bits I've taken off the bottom of the door, which I'm going to try and fabricate and put back together again before I weld it back on the bottom. But the weird thing is, when I was doing it and cutting it, this bit here is actually the original door, and someone welded this plate in its time over the top of the original door and didn't cut this bit off. So that was another sort of bit weird, but I've never, well, obviously if you're cutting corners, but I've never sort of seen that before anyway. So yes, so this is the bottom of the door, and this is like looking that way into the door. So this is the back of the door inside the vehicle. So this bit then will go, I don't know, it's hard to show you really, but it fits on something like that anyway. And this is the section here. This section here is what I've got to fabricate, which is then going to go, hopefully fit perfect underneath the door. Then I can weld it all together and see how we go. So yeah, I'll be making this bit as well. Obviously this bit is the bit here which I trimmed out. This bit will end up going in the bin anyway. Definitely this is going in the bin. I need this though, this one here, to fabricate the bottom of the door, because as you can see, very rusty and it looks horrendous. And it's been like that for a few years, and that's my fault. But finally going to get around to doing it, because I will want to sell my camper in the end. Okay, just got a bit of sheet metal which I shall be using, and obviously this is going to go on here. Just got to trim it a little bit more better, then I'll be cutting it out of this nice bit of metal. and that'll be the bottom of the door on the outside. And then obviously then I'll be measuring up and then cutting another one of these out, and then obviously I've got to bend and fabricate that bit. It just trims my template down a little bit more straighter lines, and obviously this bit is going to be that bit, but obviously this is a lot shorter because obviously I've left the metal frame which goes down here, which I've got to build from this thing here, and then that'll go on the back.